want to take the intro this time?
I did the one last time.
No, I did.
No, I did.
Okay.
Let me do it.
Oh, I did.
All right.
You want to do it? Everybody, thanks for stopping by Talk Culture, where today we're going to be talking about our top 5 superheroes that deserve their own movies.
Or maybe a reboot. There might be a reboot on the list.
There might be, but there's not. But there might be. So, without further ado,
let's get this started. Let's get this party started.
Let's get in here. The party is.
All right, so here. I'm going to start it off here, and I don't think these are in any particular order.
Nope, no order. Not a single one.
But Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider in the whip.
Super weird. You're throwing me off.
Sorry.
So Ghost Rider, I think he needs a new movie for the simple fact that, like, Nicolas Cage was all right. I mean, I was into it.
He wasn't a good Ghost Rider.
But rewatching it wasn't a bad movie. The CGI wasn't great.
It wasn't.
They did him as in Ghost Rider very solid. I wouldn't say extremely well, but solid in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just think with everything going on today, you can make a really awesome Ghost Rider.
I think there's a bunch of actors that are more relevant now that could probably blow him out of the water. No, I don't got anything against Nicolas Cage. I love Gone in 60 Seconds. I love National Treasure.
Oh, I love National Treasure.
They're just good movies.
I'm into it.
But he's not Ghost Rider. It just... he doesn't have that kind of... I don't know, aura, okay. Maybe a mentality. I don't know. What you'd want to call it.
Let me ask, do you have any actors in mind that may be a good fit? I have one. It just actually hit me.
Throw it out there.
I can't remember his name, but the guy from Drive. Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
I think Ryan Gosling might be a solid choice.
Nah, I think he's too reserved.
Well, you got to break him out of a shell. If he's a good actor, he can do different roles. He has a good look.
I tell you what, if Tom Hardy wasn't Venom, I think he'd be a good Ghost Rider.
I don't know. You want to move on? I don't know. No. All right. Well,
no, I'm kidding. We can move on.
I'm thinking one more actor.
Oh, one more. I'm going to throw one out. How about this?
Morgan Freeman.
No. With that said... let's move on to our second entry in this. Green Lantern.
Yes.
So, Green Lantern, we already know, had its movie back, I'm going to take a guess, 2007?
Nope.
2006?
No.
2008?
No.
When?
2011. I thought it was older.
Really?
I swear. Yeah.
What? No.
It was 2011.
Oh,
it's a 5.5. out of 10. I think Metacritic. I did the research. Once again, folks, we do the research here.
Let's not get on to the research.
Let me get my notes.
Nope. Just leave them. As we know, this was Ryan Reynolds' first actual, and I say actual, superhero entrance movie because we don't accept the first Deadpool that was in X-Men Wolverine. That dumpster fire of a Deadpool.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
But this was Ryan Reynolds' first entry into the superhero universe. It was not critically received well. Even Ryan has gone on to say how he does not like the movie. He felt like it was basically a steaming pile of trash.
Simply, have you seen Deadpool or Deadpool 2?
Yeah, he references
He rips Green Lantern apart. It was. I've never seen the movie, like the full thing. I've seen bits and clips, and I was like, no. Like the stuff I've seen was just no.
It was a little bit of casting issues. Everyone besides Ryan Reynolds wasn't casted very well.
It's the green suit.
It's
the green suit.
Yeah, it was rough.
I'll tell you, I probably would look very handsome in that suit.
Not many people would.
I want to CGI it on me.
I think they CGI'd it on him.
They did.
Did they?
That was the big issue, yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
it
but...
just looked so cartoony.
Now, to go a little bit deeper with Green Lantern and why I think we are like huge into this would be so you can build a universe. So you have the Green Lantern Corps. So you have all these different people. Like the most notable, which was Hal Jordan. Yes, the one that Ryan Reynolds was portraying. But you also have Jon Stewart. And you have so many different people. I mean, you have... It's almost... The way I would view it is like Guardians of the Galaxy. What I was kind of explaining to you is that you go to all these different planets and you see all these different races. And I think that you can really get a lot of mileage out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it could definitely open up for multiple movies. You could really go in depth because, I mean, they all kind of have, I don't want to say their own thing, but like, I kind of look at the Green Lanterns as like, you have like your tanks, and then you have like your smaller guys that are like faster and more nimble. Like, so you can really build a really cool action scene and like a whole universe within that universe.
Yeah, and something within that universe I think that they should totally explore, since you're kind of, say, out in like the cosmics and galaxy. Like, what about the Martian Manhunter coming in?
So, let me tell you that Martian Manhunter almost made it on this list.
Oh, yeah?
It was this close, but I felt like I didn't know enough to really go into description about it. Like, I know him. I think his whole story's cool, but I really couldn't sit here and talk about it like...
See, like, just
forever.
Just hint it a little bit. You know what I mean? Just, like, be like, man, there's this, like, Martian, some whatever, you know? Like, he's just, like, trying to kill off people on our side. Like, it must make him, like, a villain even. Like, it would be kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
Just something different, you know? I really think, once again, they get a lot of mileage out of this Green Lantern franchise if they do it right, which they totally can now.
Well, I really think in the way of looking for DC Comics to make their own universe, I think they really need to get away from like the Justice League look and start looking into their more like Cosmos kind of arcs.
Yeah.
Like you really need to tap into that.
And I think they can do it very well because, yes, like the Justice League, the ultimate goal, I think, is to bring, say, Green Lantern and then, say, like Martian Manhunter and form the true Justice League. I think they've completely botched it. I don't know if we really talked about that in any previous videos. Maybe that's something down the road we'll kind of discuss as Justice League. But, like, you've just botched it to the point where it's so bad that, like,
no one wants to get invested.
Yeah, nobody wants it. And then I don't care who you are. If you're going to sit there and comment, we want the Snyder cut. Well, you're finally getting it, people. And you know what? It's probably still going to suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one film
I'm on that horse. I just can't stand it.
I get it. One film can't save a universe. You can start heading in the right direction. I mean, Marvel was like that for a little while. You know, Marvel was having a tough time back in the late 90s, early 2000s. It took like the Captain America and Iron Man and Hulk to really start to pull it out of the trash there for a little while.
Yeah, if you put out bad movies and rushed films and TV, you're going to end up with Justice League. And you know what? That's why Marvel had to sell all their characters and rights for all these different, people and start fresh and try like clawing your way back. And now they're to the point where, hey, you know what? We put out some good movies. Look what happens.
Roughly like 28 to be exact.
I think it's like 28 probably. Yeah.
But I just want to say one more thing on that just to wrap up what we're talking about with Green Lantern. Don't want to get stuck on it too far.
I went on a tangent.
That's okay. That's the whole point of this. Ditch the Justice League and start going in a different direction. Start putting your eggs in another basket and give time to rebuild that. Like, no one wants to see DC fail. But man, they shoot themselves in the foot way too much. Get rid of Batman for a little while. Get rid of, Aquaman, whatever.
Aquaman just came in. Get rid of Superman.
Superman.
I'm tired of Superman.
Get rid of it for a little while. You've been working on Batman movies for 20 years, and there's literally 3 of them that were decent. Like, let's focus on some other movies, huh? Some other DC movies. Get away from the Justice League. With that being said,
I want to go back to Marvel.
Let's go back to Marvel.
Let's talk about something completely awesome, near and dear.
I put Marvel on the table. That's where it's at.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're
it's
talking
not on
about
my side.
Oh, there it is.
The Punisher.
There it is.
All right, so man, I feel like we've talked about the Punisher before, right? Have we?
Let me tell you about the Punisher. In my eyes, let me tell you.
I don't see it in there.
So, the first Punisher. Shouldn't say the first Punisher because I do believe there was like a weird Punisher back in the 80s.
There was one with that. What's his name that played
Thomas Jane. Yeah.
That was he was original.
I was talking about Thomas Jane.
I know you're talking about. I'm saying the original.
The original. Get that out. So, Thomas Jane Punisher, the only one that I like to acknowledge as being the Punisher. I loved it. That was like my entry into the Marvel Universe, without even realizing it was the Marvel Universe back when I was 12, maybe? I don't know.
You're pretty young. Maybe 13, 14.
I think Thomas Jane played a fantastic Frank Castle. I love the story they did. I was real skeptical about John Travolta, but he was even really good. Like, he was a good villain.
I forgot that he was in there.
Yeah. Everything about that movie was just so memorable. And I never thought that I would see another Punisher that I liked more than Thomas Jane until Jon Bernthal came around and did the Netflix series that unjustly got canceled for no reason because Netflix. What do you think? Jon Bernthal is the Punisher.
All right, so when they first cast him, I was like completely ecstatic because what? I don't know.
I was the same way, but I was ecstatic because I was like, oh my god, Shane from Walking Dead.
And that's what I was gonna say. So I loved that character from The Walking Dead until like it was right towards the end of the line. I'm like, man, this dude is an asshole.
He was,
but. So I love his acting. He was in the movie Fury, and that just like even solidified him more as like this
Fury
dude is legit.
But if you haven't seen Fury, check it out.
You're welcome. But back to it. So Jon Bernthal is like he is legit. He's absolutely legit. I thought like even these other people in The Walking Dead like they're not really doing anything. Like Andrew Lincoln, whatever.
Norman Reedus.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying. Andrew Lincoln? What's his character name?
Rick Grimes.
Rick. What is he doing? Like he's like, oh, I want to get off the show and I want to expand. Well, you know what? Jon Bernthal is in Hollywood. He is expanding. He's getting more roles. And at first I thought of him as like Dave Bautista. Where he wants to get into Hollywood more deeper, but I don't think he has the actual acting chops for it. He's a good actor. Don't get me wrong. I hope he watches this. I hope he doesn't get mad.
He Jon Bernthal or Dave Bautista?
Dave Bautista.
Oh, okay.
Well, Bautista bombed me right through our table.
Man.
But like,
it'd be worth it.
Jon Bernthal's legit. Now, where I need this movie to go, if this is to be like rebooted or actually just needs a movie, fits in that category, it has to be brutal. Like, give us a hard R rating.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, if you're trying to prevent kids from seeing this, it's not happening. They're gonna see it. The parents will let them see it if they want.
Even the Thomas Jane was it was pretty decently hard R.
It was graphic, but it wasn't brutal. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember the video game? They had the thing where you put the dude's face in the piranhas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you take it back to the Punisher of Thomas Jane.
That video game.
Okay.
Great.
He takes that hot pot of hot water and throws it
on the Russian guy's face.
Kevin Nash's face.
Oh, that was Kevin Nash, huh?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And then like his face all bubbling and melting.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. Keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Punisher, he is like the MacGyver of basically killing people. Like he uses any weapon possible because he is a weapon. Like you don't have to go deep into the whole story with his family. I think people get it. Kind of like the whole SpiderMan, where Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're
past it.
By now.
So I think if you do it that way and just expand, just keep it brutal, and be honest, like this dude he's a legit killer, Yeah. I think then you're going to have a really great movie on your hands.
The thing I'm concerned about is with Punisher being Marvel's real hesitant to give that R rating. I mean, even Deadpool, like that was up in the air for a while. And if you're not going to give it to Deadpool, trying to give a violent, brutal move, like I know that there has been in the past R-rated Marvel movies. You had Blade, I get it, but I think it's going to be a struggle. I'm all about it. I agree with you, though.
I know the way around this. And I think logically it would work. So a lot of people want to see Deadpool in the Marvel universe, that actual MCU that they have built.
Yeah, I don't know if I do.
Keep him out. I don't need him. I really don't need him. Like, you can bring people into him, but don't bring him to the universe.
It's too serious of a universe for that.
If you want to do Punisher right, and I hope Disney would like think of it in this manner, yes, you have that Marvel tag, but people are going to go see it and not think, oh, you know what, this guy's right next to Captain America fighting, you know, because there has to be that disconnect. Like, you can reference little things, you know, just like for the actual true fan, but don't bring them together. Like, I don't want to see Punisher and Spider-Man. Leave it alone. Maybe Punisher and Daredevil like they did in season 2 of Daredevil. That's fine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, bring those characters that aren't going to be in your actual universe. I think that's the only way you can do it. I mean, like, do you think that makes sense?
I agree with you. I think you need to have that disconnect between, like, the Avengers and what they're trying to do. And, like, I know there's comics that have, you know, the Punisher and the Avengers with the Avengers. Like, I'm sure there's somewhere out there's an arc where he is leading the Avengers, because everyone knows there's been 15,000 people that have led the Avengers. Yeah. I get it. But I think in this cinematic universe, you need to keep them separate to kind of do them both justice. So I agree with you.
Oh, yeah. We wanted to keep the one last. So we're going to go...
skip that one.
We're going to skip that one?
We're going to go to yours.
All right. So something I thought a little bit deep about, and we're going to talk about this. How about Red Hood? Okay? So hear me out. Y'all may think that, you know, he's not a superhero, but wait.
There's more.
There's totally more. So Jason Todd, if you don't know kind of like the backstory, he gets taken by the Joker, kidnapped, and blown up with a bomb. And I think he actually gets beat with a crowbar. Pretty brutal. Now he comes back because he is resurrected in the Lazarus pit, Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus pit.
Ra's al who?
Ra's al Ghul. So he comes back, and like his main thing is he has an issue with Batman. Now I know we just said, hey, keep Batman away, but wait,
there's more.
Stop doing this to me.
Sorry.
I think if they do really well with the Robert Pattinson Batman, I think you need to keep him in there, because how you make Red Hood or Jason Todd a hero is have him basically trying to bring Batman down because he is the villain. So he's kind of like that anti-hero, but you know what I mean?
Switching roles, kind of.
Because like Batman, he's that true protector, that hero, and he never saved Jason Todd.
Yeah.
You know, he died technically on his watch in a way. So I think having that dynamic could be really fun. Make him the hero. Batman is the villain.
I think that'd be definitely a really cool twist up. I mean, no one sees that coming. It's interesting. Like, as much as we don't want to see it, it's interesting to see a hero's flaws, especially when they're pretty big and, you know, they kind of are a very big detriment to that person's characteristics.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's a really good idea. Like, I'd like to see it. I would be straight up. I don't know a lot about Jason Todd. That's why I kind of let you take the reins on this one. But I do know Batman is in the limelight for being a good guy way too much, as we've seen in the Joker movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what? It just came to me, too, after I finished up and you started talking. I think a cool way that you can almost portray him is, so, like, there's the Red Hood gang. Almost make it, like, think of Wanted, okay? I think that could be kind of fun. Like, don't be curving bullets. Like, let's not be getting crazy. But, like, have that, like, League of Assassins. And there's going to be different characters in the Batman universe and just Gotham City and whole. Like, I just think of Black Mask. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he could be trying to bring them down and prove, you know what? Batman let me die. You know? And they're like, wow, this dude's the actual hero. Batman's not doing this. Red Hood's doing it, too. Yeah. Like, that expands it more. And the more and more I think about it, I just think, man, this would be an awesome movie. Like, I'm really selling myself.
I think that's, like, going back to the whole Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, I think that's, like, the new thing that's really cool now, because we've never seen this picture painted this way, is seeing the good intentions and what drove a bad person to be, what
psychology.
Drove a good person to become a bad person.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, you don't see those flaws in the hero that might have played a hand in, leading to it. So I really like that that's like where a lot of movies are going to. I don't want to see it get overdone. But if Joker's like a prime example of what that can be done, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I definitely want it to be more of an action flick. That's why I mentioned wanted. But I think Joker is a wonderful example of how to do it well and also how to do it amazing as well. Because like it starts out very slow. You can do different things. Like you can show the death of him. If you want to like keep it a little bit more PG-13, you can do so. But you just make that hint and inference, whatever,
I guess,
of how he is being killed. You know what I mean? And it could be just like a really nice story that will flow very nice and smoothly through.
Yeah. I would have to agree with you, my friend.
I mean, typically you do. That's how this show works.
I think I say that every time, because I do.
But you know what? Let's just move on to yours.
What is that? Is that...
What?
A spider?
Man.
SpiderMan is our... Sorry, that was a really bad segue. There's no spider over there.
And we didn't plan it either, but I love it.
Yeah. So, I really wanted to bring this up as our main one to give us some time to talk about it. Because I feel like Spider-Man holds a special place in both of our hearts. Spider-Man will always... I don't know about you, but will always be my favorite superhero of all time. Ever since I was a kid, I grew up on Spider-Man. I mean, the first real, like I said, Punisher was like my first like real deep dive into a Marvel movie. But what was it, Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
Marvel or
honestly,
Spider-Man movies.
You might be wrong with your
you know what I think I am now that I think about it.
I
Spider-Man
thought of that,
definitely
about
was
that. I
before
want you
it.
to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It was totally Spider-Man.
Sam Raimi's Tobey Maguire Spider-Man really got me into it. I mean, even the video games I played as a kid, Spider-Man on PlayStation 1, stuff like that.
Oh, so good.
It's so good. But obviously we know there's hundreds of Spider-Man. Well, I don't want to say hundreds, but you have the Tobey Maguire arc, you have the Andrew Garfield arc. Now we have the Tom Holland arc. That's not including, animations. We had the Into the Spider-Verse. So there are tons of Spider-Man movies. You're probably like, DK, why are you bringing up Spider-Man in this movie of superheroes that should get a movie when they already have movies?
But wait, there's more.
So, I want to see variants. Like, I'm so glad that Miles Morales is finally getting his time to shine as an alternate Spider-Man besides Peter Parker. But Peter Parker, and don't get me wrong, I love Peter Parker, has been shoved in our face for 50 years, ever since it's probably been longer than that, since the comic started.
Yeah.
And as great as Peter Parker is, I mean, he's the foundation of a lot of things. Like, kind of had an intro with the Fantastic Four, the Avengers. A lot revolves around Spider-Man. There's been so many other Spider-Men and Spider-Women that have come along that have had great story arcs that we're not seeing. Like, Spider-Verse kind of tiptoed into it. You had Noir Spider-Man. I've never really looked into Spider-Pig, but I guess that really is a thing. Like,
Spider-Pig.
You had the Amazing Spider-Man. I want to see the other ones, though. I want to see Spider-Man 2099. I want to see Superior Spider-Man.
Can we talk about Superior Spider-Man?
Superior Spider-Man. For those that you don't know about Superior Spider-Man, go ahead, take it away. Let them know.
I mean, just throw this out there. Like, you've heard of Doc Ock, right? I mean, that is Spider-Man. What a twist! I mean,
what a twist it is, indeed.
That's all I need to know. Like, one of my favorite Spider-Man villains of all time is Doc Ock, and for him to really don the spider suit, like, it's just completely awesome, And like, you just have that superior intelligence, and then all like the technology just mesh into one. I'm in.
There's literally so many variants of Spider-Man, and like, I think we're slowly getting there because like, the newest, the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game showed you all the different suits. A lot of those are Peter Parker suits, but there are some, like Spider-Man 2099 was not Peter Parker. We're starting to see those different variants, and I think if they made movies, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a movie, even if it did a Netflix series, but I would prefer a movie, because I'd be afraid of it getting Punished by Netflix.
that was what I was thinking. I was like, I don't, what? As much as I was like, man, Netflix is doing great. Man, they are effing everything up.
Left and right. They just cancel them.
Yeah, so I don't want that. I want a movie.
Spider-Man universe has some of the best enemies. You have the Sinister Six. You got Mysterio. You got Vulture, Venom, Doc Ock, Green Goblin. You got so much to
Kraven
work
the Hunter,
with.
Electro.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, you can bring Kingpin in.
Rhino.
Thank you. I mean,
so many.
You can bring the Hobgoblin too, because I love the Hobgoblin a little bit more than Green Goblin.
Hobgoblin gets really overlooked because of Green Goblin. A lot of people think they're the same thing, but they're not. They're just not.
They're not.
But you really have so much room to like open up this. Like you have the Marvel universe, but you can have a literal Spider-Verse.
Lizard.
Oh,
Scorpion.
About Lizard.
Oh man, I'm just gonna keep going.
Oh my god, I forgot about Lizard.
You just keep talking. I'm gonna keep thinking, and I'll just jump back in.
Me personally, I've always liked the black suit Spider-Man. I've always thought it was sleek and cool looking.
Did you say Carnage?
Carnage. Man, you really threw me with that one.
Black suit Spider-Man.
Black suit Spider-Man.
I got you going. Yeah.
I've always liked that. Was like my first alternate suit Spider-Man that I ever learned about, and then over the years I started learning about like all the different ones. I mean, you have some real crazy ones like Noir Spider-Man from like the 20s. You have the I can't remember exactly what the name of it is, but it is the ancient like Chinese Spider-Man where he has samurai suit. Like, and it sounds ridiculous. You're like, how does all this happen based off of Peter Parker getting bit by a spider, or depending on which arc you want to go, creating his equipment to be Spider-Man? Just read it. You'll learn, and that's why these movies have to happen. And there are some that are a little far-fetched, don't get me wrong. There's some that are really dark. The newest Gwen Stacy and Spider-Man stuff is very, very dark. I don't know if you heard about it.
I have not.
Hold on, let's give some love to the Spider-Women.
All right.
Gwen Stacy, Gwenpool, or not Gwenpool, sorry. I mean, Gwenpool, yeah, she did play as Gwenpool.
I mean,
that is one, but that's not what I wanted to get to. You got Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman. You got, why do I feel like I'm forgetting one that's very obvious? Spider-Gwen. Sorry, that was it. Spider-Gwen. I said Gwenpool, it threw me all off. You got like ton to work with, so let's get the ball rolling here. Let's get it going.
Well, all right.
I want to see it.
So as much
I want to see it.
As much as you're saying you want to get the ball rolling, the good thing is Sony definitely is doing things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, like you said, I don't think as much as you don't want it to be like the Spider-Verse. Like, I mean, I guess it could be animated. You're okay
I'd
with
rather
it,
not, but I can understand why it has to be.
More than likely, I think they are doing the expanded universe, possibly individually, where it's just animated. And like, I'm fine. Into the Spider-Verse was awesome.
Give me what I want.
It was great.
Dave Bautista. Give
Another
me what
reference.
It's sponsored by Dave Bautista.
Reach out to him on
Batista
Twitter.
Bomb.
But no, they are definitely getting the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as much as I want Sony to fail because I want that Spider-Man character and rights back to Marvel, if they're going to be pumping out really good content, like animation style,
yep.
I don't care. Like, I'm fine with it. Like, I don't need Spider-Man in the Marvel universe. Like,
I do. I do.
But it's not needed. It's not a necessity.
But it is.
Is it?
For me. But I'll deal with it.
Hold
but
on.
I tell you what, the first time you drop the ball, Sony, the first time we'll be there. And we'll do stuff.
That's a threat. What stuff are we doing? Like, are you talking about, like, Marvel do stuff? Like, as in we? Yeah. Like, not us, but, like, Marvel. Like, we are Marvel.
We are Marvel.
Like, we are group, we are Marvel.
Yeah.
But no. Would you rather have Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Or would you rather have, say, 10, even 5, I don't know if it makes a difference to you, say between 5 and 10 individual Spider-Man movies, plus another Into the Spider-Verse mash up? If
they're gonna do it well,
and they're doing it well.
If they're gonna do it well, yes. But if they give me Andrew Garfield Spider-Man again, I want it back. Well, I wasn't a fan.
Was it just Jamie Foxx as Electro?
It was a lot Jamie Foxx, but I also just wasn't feeling it that much. Like I didn't get that connection with Andrew Garfield like I did with Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland. Even Tom Holland, I would say, is very like, I don't have that big of a connection with Tom Holland yet. It's still early. Still early. Don't get me wrong.
How many films do you need to have a connection? How many films? How many films does it take you to get connected to Tobey Maguire?
2. But do not compare the first 2 Spider-Man Tobey Maguire to Tom Holland's first 2. Don't get me wrong. I love it.
See a person.
I love it. I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I love the movies. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man movie is better than Tom Holland's first one, Homecoming. Sorry. Don't tell me you disagree.
I mean, I have to think about it.
No, you don't.
It might take too long where, like, we're not going to be able to have it.
Just think of Green Goblin crashing through the window and yelling at Aunt May to finish the prayer. Finish it!
So what do you think? You want to wrap it up for these people? Send them to the credits?
You want me to wrap it up?
I want you to do the honors. Wrap it up for us.
Wrapped.
Been wrapped up, folks. But as always, please like, share, subscribe. Make sure to ring the bell so you're notified of other videos that we are dropping for you. But make sure, I mean, this is something we don't talk about enough. Like, we're on social media. Check us out on Facebook. How about Twitter?
What about Instagram?
We are on Instagram.
We're on Instagram. What about LinkedIn?
We're not on LinkedIn.
We might be now.
Oh, we're not.
We're not.
But, as always, thank you so much for supporting
Talk Culture.